Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to AS, Ronaldo has decided to fulfill the final year of his contract. So that means Ronaldo will not be leaving. Cristiano Ronaldo's contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives almost £500,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million, with add-ons included. He wears a number 7 shirt. Last weekend, Ronaldo got a hat-trick against Tottenham. It was his first hat-trick since he re-signed. He became the highest scorer in football history. Ronaldo has scored 18 goals in all competitions since he re-signed for Man United. He's got over 800 goals in his career. Ronaldo has won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Not so long ago, Ronaldo held crunch talks with his agent George Mendes over his Man United future. And don't forget, Ronaldo threatened to quit following his Derby Day absence. So that's the news on Cristiano Ronaldo. On my last video, I gave you some news on Marcus Rashford. Samuel Luckhurst said that Barcelona are interested in signing Marcus Rashford. Liverpool are admirers of Rashford. Real Madrid have been in for him and PSG have been in for him before. So Rashford's had a long-running transfer saga. Rashford has been dropped from the England squad. Earlier on this season, it said Marcus Rashford was considering his future at Man United, as he's concerned about his lack of playing time. Rashford is a good player overall, but Rashford has endured a lot of poor games this season. You know, a lot of United fans, including me, have said that Rashford has not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem. Earlier on this season, Rashford had a minor leg injury. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then he's gone on to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. And you know the news on Erik ten Hag. It's said today that Erik ten Hag is Manchester United's preferred managerial candidate. Erik ten Hag has made it clear that he wants to make a move abroad. Erik ten Hag has told Ajax he wants to leave at the end of the season. Earlier on this season, it said Erik ten Hag was learning English as has his heart set on a move to Manchester United. A lot of Manchester United fans would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. Mauricio Pochettino, he's been linked with a managerial role at Man United. The other week it said Mauricio Pochettino was on the verge of being sacked by PSG after PSG got knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. He said Mauricio Pochettino will seek to become Man United's next manager. There's been a lot of narratives coming out about Thomas Tuchel recently. Thomas Tuchel is wanted by Man United, and Thomas Tuchel is now Man United's number one target to be the next manager. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. The managers we've sacked since Ferguson, we sacked David Moyes. After 10 months, Manchester United finished 7th under the David Moyes era. Then Manchester United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite his winning the FA Cup under him. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season, but the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So there you go. Ralf Rangnick, he's been Manchester United's interim manager for almost 4 months. He's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Earlier on this season it said Rangnick wants the permanent Man United job. I'm very sceptical we'll offer Rangnick the job on a permanent basis. Rangnick has lost 4 games in all competitions as Man United's interim manager. You know, Rangnick said earlier on this season that his aim for this season is for Man United to finish in the top 4. This season is another trophyless season for Man United, because Man United recently got knocked out of the Champions League. Manchester United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Rangnick has endured 1 transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. And Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window because Man United did not make any signings. We should have let Lingard and Henderson leave, but we blocked their exits, and we had the incident with Mason Greenwood towards the end of January. But there again, Man United let around 8 players leave in January. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Let me put into the equation that Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. None of this squad is Rangnick's. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have spent around 1.4 billion, and in the last 10 years, Manchester United have only won 4 trophies. Manchester United have not won the Premier League since 2013. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to make signings. So in the summer, I'm expecting Man United to sign a midfielder and a striker. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. So in the summer, I'm expecting Cavani to leave, Mata to leave, Lingard to leave. In the summer, I reckon Donny van der Beek and Anthony Martial will leave permanently. At the moment, Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Matic will leave as well in the summer. Good chance Pogba will leave. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Not so long ago, Pogba's trainer claimed that Pogba wants to leave Old Trafford. Pogba is interested in Juventus' return. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he re-signed for Man United earlier on this season. He said Pogba was open to Premier League offers if he leaves Man United this summer. Recently, Pogba's house got burgled during Manchester United's game against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League second leg at Old Trafford. Phil Jones and Eric Bailly, I'm expecting them to leave in the summer. You know, Jones and Bailly don't really get in the team. I think Man United will look to sell Harry Maguire in the summer because Harry Maguire is not good enough to represent the club. I can't understand how Harry Maguire is still Man United captain. A lot of Man United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. Earlier on this season though, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Man United captain until the end of the season. Prior to the City game at the Etihad, he said Harry Maguire was upsetting his teammates in the dressing room. Harry Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because Manchester United paid 80 million for him. Maguire's been at the club over 2 years and he's endured quite a few injuries since he came to the club. We could look to sell Wan-Bissaka in the summer because Wan-Bissaka is not our first choice right back under Rangnick. You know, Delors our first choice right back under Rangnick. And revert back to Bissaka, you know, he's not good enough to represent the club. I think defensively most of the time he's good, but the attacking side of his game lets him down. And we'll sell Dean Henderson in the summer because Dean Henderson is our second choice goalkeeper. You know, doesn't really get in goal. Because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. This season, Henderson has only made 3 appearances. So there you go. Like I've said, we've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16.5 years. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. But like I say, you know, Man United have got good players. But on the other side of things, we've got inconsistent players as well. You know, we've got Cavani, that's good. You know, we've got Ronaldo, that is the best player in the world overall. You know, Jadon Sancho, he's becoming very, very good now. Anthony Elanga, he's done really well since he broke into the first team squad. Juan Mata is a good player, but you know, Mata doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. But Mata's had a good career at Man United. Like I said, he'll be leaving in the summer. You know, we've got Bruno Fernandes. That's also good. He's one of our best players and he's certainly one of the best signings we've made since Fergie retired. Marcus Rashford, like I said, is a good player overall. But he's endured a lot of poor games this season. Jesse Lingard, not good enough. Paul Pogba, he's a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Fred, not good enough to represent the club, but he played very well against Atletico Madrid recently. Fred has had his good games though under Rangnick. Scott McTominay, he's not good enough to represent the club either. Matic, not good enough, but he has had his good games at Man United. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, is he? He's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got. Tellez, he's a good left back. He's our first choice left back under Rangnick. He's been impressive under Rangnick as Tellez. Luke Shaw, he's a good left back overall. Alright, he's a good left back overall as well, but Luke Shaw has been nowhere near as good this season as he was last season. He's had a few injuries this season. He's injury prone, which is a concern. Luke Shaw's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Harry Maguire, not good enough to represent the club. Eric Bailly, good centre-back, but, he's injury prone, which is a concern. Plus, he doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. Varane, very good centre-half. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. Victor Lindelof, he's not good enough to represent the club, but he has had his good games. What? Alright. He has had his good games this season. Phil Jones, not good enough either. Jones doesn't get in the team, does he? I'm expecting Jones to lead Man United in the summer. And Wan-Bissaka, not good enough to represent the club. Delors, he's been very impressive under Rangnick. Delors is our first choice right back under Rangnick. De Gea, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. De Gea's been sensational this season. He's now back to his best. De Gea has won everything domestically at the football club. Back in January, got named the Premier League's Player of the Month. Prior to the first leg against Atletico Madrid, De Gea said, "I don't see myself away from Man United." De Gea was in goal in the second leg against Atletico recently, so he was reuniting with Atletico Madrid because he was at Atletico Madrid before Man United. This season has been De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. De Gea's contract at Manchester United expires next year. We've got Dean Henderson, that's a good keeper, like I said, doesn't really get in goal now. We've got Tom Heaton, he's our third choice goalkeeper, doesn't get in. Just a backup. Man United got Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Villa last summer. And I think Lee Grant is still at the club. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.